Okay. No, Michelle, hold on.
Welcome in, everyone. So great to see you all. The day has finally come where we've reached the graduation day. I'm so proud of you and so grateful for all of your hard work and dedication over the past 5 weeks to get to this stage. I know it's been a lot, hasn't it? And the learning doesn't stop here. It's going to be lots and lots of learning as you adjust to this new volunteer role, and I really am so excited for you to get started, and our children are very fortunate to have someone who's going to be there, who's going to be consistent in their life for the next 2 years. So how's it going to go today? We're going to have our judge immediately swearing you in, and she will just chat with you briefly, and then we have a few people from our staff who would like to congratulate you and share a little information with you, and then you will be meeting with your advocate supervisors at the very end. Just a few housekeepings. Just make sure that you keep your videos on during the graduation and muted. And then once we get to the swearing in section, the judge will prompt you to unmute yourself while you are being sworn in. It's going to be chaotic and lots of noise, so don't worry, that's normal. We're fine with that. Okay, so we're going to get started. I'm going to before I introduce the judge, I want to also welcome family and friends who are joining us on YouTube. Thank you so much for your support during this ceremony, and hopefully your continued support during their advocacy. Very much appreciate it. And sign up to be a Casa if you're interested. All right, so let's move straight into the swearing in. I'm going to hand you over to Judge Arakaki.
Thank you, Emily. Can everyone hear me? Are we okay with audio? Wonderful. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Akemi Arakaki. I am the presiding judge of the juvenile courts here in LA County. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I am so excited to be here with you today to have the honor of being able to swear you in as Casas as you undergo this new endeavor. And it's very exciting for me. Casa is an organization that's really near and dear to my heart. So let's just jump right into it if you don't mind. So what I am going to have to do is, it's very true, it's going to be a little bit chaotic, but what we'll do is I'm going to ask you to unmute. I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. And so when everyone starts talking, I'm going to kind of break it up and go slow. So you can, in fact, repeat after me. And then we'll try to do this in an orderly fashion as we can, although everyone's going to be talking at once. And I get that, but that's okay. So if for those of you who are graduating Casas and prepared to take your oath, if you could please unmute yourselves. Okay. And again, as Emily suggested, if you're not being sworn in, if you could please just for a second turn off your camera so that we're just looking at those individuals who are being sworn. So I'm clicking on gallery to make sure I can see all of your beautiful faces for the swearing in. Okay, everyone's unmuted. For those of you who are being sworn in, if you could please raise your right hands and repeat after me. We're going to start with the oath of a Casa, and then we'll do the confidentiality oath. Okay, so we're going to start with your oath as a new Casa. And please now repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Carrie
Sanchez,
Do hereby swear
do hereby swear
that I will truly and faithfully
that I
I will
truly and faithfully
perform the duties of court-appointed special advocate
perform the duties of court-appointed special advocate
on all cases to which I am appointed,
on all cases to which I am appointed,
that I will do so according to law
that I will do so according to law
and the policies of Casa of Los Angeles,
and the policies
policies
of
of
Casa Los
Casa
Angeles,
Los Angeles.
and that I will always act in the best interests of the child or children for whom I am appointed.
and that I will act in the interest of the child or children appointed.
I'm appointed.
Wonderful, thank you. Now comes the oath of confidentiality. Again, please repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to uphold the confidentiality of the information contained
to uphold the confidentiality of the information contained
in the legal files and all other case information
in the legal files and all other case information
that comes to my attention
That comes to my attention
during the course of my work as a court-appointed special advocate.
during the course of my work as a court-appointed special advocate.
Congratulations. You can put your hands down. Congratulations, everybody. There you have it.
Great,
That being
thank you.
said,
And then,
Emily.
sorry, Judge Erica, would you like to speak to everyone individually? Oh, great, thank you so much.
Sure. So that's what I was going to ask. Is there a direction? Is there any directions or anything you want me to do in particular? Can I just go down my list and start addressing?
Go through the list. Thank you.
Wonderful. Folks, this is my opportunity to actually get to know each of you. You know, it's brief. It's going to be quick, but I am just going to congratulate all of you as a group first, and then ask if you could just tell me a little bit about yourself, brief, like really brief, because I know that there's a lot of us and we have a lot to do. But if you could, because I would like to get to know you a little bit so that I could welcome you first off and kind of just, you know, get to know you a little bit. So why don't we start with Brooke? It's Brooke McCreary, is that right?
Yes, hello. Hello, Judge.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Why did you become a Casa?
I became a Casa because I felt very passionately about doing something for my community that I wanted to make a difference in someone's life, and I have the time to do it. So I wanted to put my money where my mouth was and volunteer. I'm so happy to be here. It's a big day.
That's wonderful. Congratulations. Yeah, I think that there's so many people out there that when they finally find some time, don't usually know how to direct their energy, right? I'm really glad that you found Casa, that you have the opportunity and energy. So how did you find out about Casa?
I found out about Casa from my murder podcast, actually. Okay. Somebody was doing their hoorays for good things that have happened in their life, and they had told a story about how they were able to connect with their youth and through their shared love of true crime. So I thought, wow, what is this? And I started doing some research, and next thing you know, I'm graduating from Casa Los Angeles. And
that's awesome. I am going to tell you something though. So you said that you connected to this podcast and you connected with Casa, right?
Yes, correct.
I am going to tell you something about Casa. The reason Casas are so successful and the reason our kids who have Casas their chances of being more successful are this: they have a connection, right? We're always looking for connection. And if nothing else, our Casas, oftentimes when we're on the bench, we can, as judges, can say to the Casa, have you spoken to so-and-so? Have you talked to Johnny or Sarah or whoever, right? And the lawyers will say, she won't return my calls. And the Casa will raise her hand in the back of the, or her or him, raise their hand in the back of the courtroom and say, she takes my calls every time, Judge. And this is how she's doing, or this is how he's doing. Even for nothing else, just for the check-in, I am going to say we are so grateful for the efforts of Casa and for those connections. So thank you. So find when you find your client and your child, you'll find that connection, and it'll be hopefully a really fruitful relationship. So thank you for being here and for your commitment.
I'm very excited. Thank you.
We're excited to have you. All right. It was nice talking to you. How about Carrie Prince? Hi, Carrie.
Hello. Hi. I heard about Casa a couple years ago on the radio, but I wasn't in a place with my job where I could do it. And I'm big on walking your talk. Brooke said, like, following through with what you do. A lot of people, there's like echo chambers of people saying how they feel and think, and I'm really someone who I'm like, if I'm serious, then I should do something about it. So I'm doing the program with my partner Doug, and so we're getting assigned together, which is really exciting. I didn't have him in my life a few years ago, and he's really stoked to do it too. So yeah, I don't know, it's all just happening in the right year and the right time. I'm really excited.
That's awesome. I really glad to hear that. I'll follow up then with Doug in 1 second. I'm glad to hear it. So apparently Casa, now you guys are hearing it, it's radio. Apparently that's where it's at, podcast and radio. Today I will tell you, I was speaking to a class of interns for the court, and I brought up Casa and they all had questions, and I'm actually having lunch with a few of them next week. So we'll see. But any PR, not any PR, I guess. Good news is good news, I guess, and good PR. But it really is a pleasure, Carrie. I'm glad that you're in a good space and have the support now to do it. Because I am going to tell you guys another thing about being in a good space to do it yourselves, because we all have lives, real life and real challenge and, drama in our own lives, right? And the one thing we always ask is that as much as we're human, we make sure that we're always there for our kids, right? Because we can't give them our baggage. And so especially as Casas, right, we always say, you have to put on a good face and all that stuff, but we know you're human and sometimes there's challenges, but communicating with your client too. This is not a good month, I have some stuff or whatever, but being really honest and not just ghosting them when they're calling, answering, right, picking up the phone, but when you can't, letting them know why, because our kids are smart. Our kids know when you have stuff going on too. And if we have divided attention and things like that, we never want them to think it's them, right? Because I always tell the Casas that I get the opportunity to talk to, just be there, right? But don't be just another person in a long line of people who aren't, right? I once had a person who didn't succeed as a Casa tell me, she was so disrespectful, she hung up on me and I want off this case. And I said, ma'am, I completely appreciate that, but then you should be, because you know what? Kids hang up on me all the time. When I was a lawyer, all my clients hung up on me at least once, you know what I mean? And being disrespected is, if any parent of any teenager or kid knows, being challenged and being challenged is part of it, right? So that's awesome. I'm really glad you have the support though. We're really glad to have you. So thank you. Doug, how are you?
I'm doing well, Judge. How are you?
I'm good. So how did you hear about, was it through
Yes.
Carrie or was it through the radio too?
No, Carrie listened to the NPR podcast on her own and then told me about it. But the more she started talking about it, the more it seemed like this was a really good fit for both of us doing it together. I'm very fortunate with the work that I do, that I have a flexible schedule, flexible enough to allow for this kind of volunteer work. And yeah, I'm just very much looking forward to making a difference.
Wonderful. We're excited to have you. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
And good luck. I hope you have a good experience advocating and working with our kids, because all of our kids and our families need the support. Felipe. Hi, Felipe.
Hello, Judge. Thank you so much for your supportive words.
Oh, no, of course.
I am an employee of Casa, actually.
Okay.
And I found Casa in my journey to support youth. I am an educator as well in my work. And just being a part of this organization has been just the next step in my journey to support families and youth. So learning this process and what our volunteers go through has been very insightful. And I do, at some point, will become a Casa myself. So this has been a great learning opportunity. I'm just grateful to all my colleagues as well for their support in this process.
Wonderful. No, we're really glad to have you. I'm really happy that, as Casa grows and gets more staff on board, really knowing what it looks like and how to support our families is important for everyone in the office, all the way to our traffic, our parking guy. Like, we talk about being trauma informed and being understanding of the fact that these are families in trauma and, in crisis, and that need all of us to be a community. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Hillary.
Hi.
Hi, Hillary. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How do you?
So I am a writer, and I help people write their books. And I found out about Casa because I worked with a man who grew up homeless in New York and then was basically pled with a judge to be put into foster care when he was 12. And his story really moved me. And one of the things I saw, he was a foster kid in the 80s and he had a rough time. And he attached himself to any adult who would pay attention to him. And I saw how important it was for these kids who, are abandoned in some way, to have adults that they could depend on. And he told me about Casa, and he's a huge proponent of it. I'm his 7th Casa volunteer. I hope that more follow in my footsteps, and I'm really excited to be doing this.
That's awesome. And as you continue to help people write their books, you can continue the message too,
That's right.
including it.
I would love to.
That's wonderful. That's good to hear. I know whenever I'm, whenever you're watching a movie or hearing, on TV, when they mention it, you're like, it's pretty, it's exciting because then you feel that connection. It's pretty exciting. So thank you for your efforts and for being here.
Thank you.
Carrie.
Hi, Judge Arakaki. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
You sure are. Hi.
Hi, I am in the fashion business, which can be a bit frivolous sometimes. So I was searching for something that I could get involved with that didn't involve just giving money, that I really wanted to participate and make a difference. And through my search, I came up with Casa, and I'm so glad I did.
Nothing's frivolous. It's your work. Come on, you design clothes that have to be made, that gives people employment, that it's part of what we do, right? It's never frivolous. If it's your passion, it's
exciting. It helps me do this, I guess.
Exactly, right? It helps you to do things like this, but also is a good role model for kids to follow their passion and to be able to follow their dreams and do what they love. It's important. Not everyone can be a lawyer or a social worker. They need to know that people in communities care about them and want to hear what they have to say and have to offer. So we're really happy to have you. We need diverse Casas, right? People from all walks of life. It's really important. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Who's next? Megan. Uh-oh. Hi, Megan. Oh, you're muted.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Can you hear me? Okay. I heard about Casa from my mom. She was a Casa for 10 years and loved it. And I used to be a social worker for CPS. And I stopped and raised my 4 boys. And now I just miss social work. And so I thought this would be kind of a good in between, and just it's something where I feel like you're trying to do something, no matter how small it is, maybe a little something to make the lives of these kids' tough life a little better. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, welcome back to the fold, right? Welcome back into the system. This is you're dipping your toe in, and you're going to jump right back in, hopefully.
Yeah.
Right. We know Casas that have just started dabbling and having one child assigned to them, then they get multiple. Next thing you know, they're said, I can't be a Casa anymore. I'm going to foster a bunch of kids. Like there's this whole trajectory or going back into social work, right? There's all kinds of things you could do.
Right.
But so welcome back, and we're really happy to have you. Thanks for being here.
Judge, you're muted.
Oh, did I say Nancy? I muted myself. Sorry, Nancy Gomez.
Hi, Judge Arakaki.
Hi. So Nancy, tell us, how did you find out about Casa?
Yeah, well, I think reflecting on my life, I've realized that my purpose in life, or like my why that drives everything that I do, is giving back to families and children that come from similar backgrounds as mine. And so this opportunity I knew would be a really good one to learn from others and to learn more about myself in the process and learn more about the child welfare system. And so that's why I'm here. But I did learn about Casa through my graduate program, since I will be a future school psychologist. And so this is why I'm here.
Nice. So where are you going to school, Nancy?
I go to Cal State Long Beach.
Oh, nice. Okay, you're in a graduate program to become a school psychologist?
Yes, that's correct.
Congratulations. That's very admirable. And I am going to tell you something that we need you badly. Like we are so in need of school-based supports for our kids and especially mental health, right? We know that we are so lacking in supporting our youth. And so I'm really happy to meet you, not only as a CASA, but as a future person who will be wheels on the ground working with our kids. So thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much.
Let's see who's next. Rebecca.
Hello.
Hi, Rebecca.
I am a mom of two, and I've worked with kids and love kids so much for a long time. I hope to be a foster parent one day, but now is not the time. Very hectic and chaotic, but my mom has been a CASA for 7 years, and I think she's watching, so hi, Mom. And I've just seen the way that she's been able to make an impact on the kids' lives that she works with. And so I hope to be able to really offer like compassionate, loving to support to not only the children that I work with, but also, you know, their parents and anyone else who's in their sphere. And so I'm really excited about that. And I also have a social media presence and a podcast. So I hope to be able to kind of spread the word about this experience and yeah.
That's great. So is the child right over your shoulder one of your two children?
There are 2 3-year-olds in the other room right now with my friends. So yes, I'm surprised no one's screaming right now. Thank you.
Well, they're beautiful. I could kind of see a little bit of the pictures, but that's great, Rebecca. I'm really happy to hear you're a generational CASA, right? That's awesome. So thank you to your mom for her efforts and for sharing the good work, and for you, knowing that you're going to continue to spread the word about the great efforts of CASA, the great work that they do, and hopefully, though, just really kind of bring light on some of the challenges, successes, and need that we have though in our system. And I think that's the only way we're going to improve, right? Really trying to learn from each other and where we can improve. So it's great to have you. So thank you for being here. Yvette.
Hello.
Hi.
My fear of public speaking is, okay, breathe. This is public. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You're in your kitchen. It's not so public. It's okay.
Right, okay. I grew up this close to being in the system with a mother, bless her heart, who was an addict, and my brother and I were constantly that close, and I always wanted a connection with an adult, and it was very hard to find. So as I've now raised my son and he's graduated from college, I always knew I wanted to do something. I just wasn't sure what it was. And I only listened to public radio, so I heard about it on NPR a few years ago, but the timing wasn't right. So I had to post it under my computer for 3 years. And I would look at this post-it and go, well, when are you going to do it? And I just, boom, went for it, obviously, recently. And here I am, so excited and so happy to be here.
And we are thrilled to have you. I think that most of us, looking back at where we are and who we are, most of us have had some challenges and had some trials and tribulations. Many of us also growing up in homes that any one of us could have been here in this system.
Yeah, I read about you had a few. I love reading that you had just a couple things in your youth.
Right. So anyone who knows me would have never thought I'd be standing in this spot. They thought I'd be in jail, right? Because growing up the child of an alcoholic as well, and absent parents were absent because they were working, and I just found a lot of ways to get in trouble, and I did. And that's okay. And that's part of who I am and why I judge the way I do, though, I think. And I think the realities are that if I can do it, anyone can. And that's the message I give to every kid I come in contact with through this system.
That's
and
great.
I'm hopeful that as you all go forth and interact with your youth, interact with the parents of these children, knowing that but for grace, that's me, right? Or whatever the saying is. But what it is knowing that on either side of any table, right? On either side of any bench that I sit on, I know I could have been that kid sitting on the other side. So all of you have so much to offer, so much to share with our youth, with our families, with the social workers, with the lawyers, with the judges. Please know that we value your opinions. We value your perspective and where you're coming from and what you are bringing to the table. Everyone's expertise matters, right? Whether it be fashion, whether it be education, whether it be rocket science, who cares, right? But each one of us is here just to make sure that we are doing the best that we can for the families that we're here to serve. And so from the top down, and I guess in this system, I'm kind of the top since I'm the presiding judge of the juvenile courts, all the way down to, like I said, our parking attendants, our security guards, and everyone, we are trying to model kindness, patience, and compassion. And that goes for each one of you. I know you're bringing that to the table. So just really, really want to say thank you for your commitment and for being here. I know I'm supposed to ask Zoe also too, because I know she's new staff. I know she didn't graduate, but Zoe, how did you end up here? Thank you, Yvette.
I found Casa because in my previous job, I had a coworker who was a Casa.
So again, right, it's just the power of connection and knowing somebody. So it's just word of mouth. So again, go forth and prosper, folks. You guys got to go tell everyone about the great experiences you're having. But if it's a really bad experience, don't tell anyone. Just kidding. Keep that part to yourself. Ask her. But this is too, I'm going to leave you with this. Let me just say, please, please, please understand something. If everyone wants to work with babies, everyone wants to adopt a baby, everyone wants to foster a baby. Our babies need Casas, yes, but who really needs Casas? Kids, like you guys said, who are looking for a connection, right? It's a lot of our tweens, it's a lot of our adolescents who really are going through it. And so please know that from someone who has seen it firsthand, know that these kids need someone to just be there. So when they do tell you to F off and hang up the phone on you, or they're disrespectful, or they ghost you for a week, please know that oftentimes it is just them pushing you away to see what you're going to do. Are you going to stick around? Are you going to keep calling? Are you going to text next week? I'll tell you, I know a Casa who every time that happened, she said, I'll still be here next week, right? It's those ones that will just show up every week and just be there. Sometimes the kid will come out, sometimes they won't. But I will tell you, some of the best Casas and some of the most rewarding relationships have come through on the other side of those challenges. This is hard work, folks. It's not for the weary of heart. It's not easy, but we know that you're up for the challenge. We know that you're up for those ups and downs and in it for the long haul of seeing these kids become successful, seeing their families become successful, seeing people made whole. But trust, you in your own life know there's ups and downs, right? So please know that each one of us is human. Same goes for a judge. I always tell people, please too, remember, sometimes the judges are not the nicest. They have bad days too. Lawyers don't call you back. Social workers can be jerks, right? We all can. But please know that, again, we really just are in it for the long haul. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And we're really hopeful that I'll get to see you again sometime in court, sometime in person. And we're just really, really grateful. So with that, I think you guys have some housekeeping stuff to do and other people to talk.
Yeah, thank you so much, Judge. Always some really great advice, and I really appreciate how authentic and real you are. Thank you so much for joining us and swearing in our trainees.
No problem.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Okay, folks, good luck. Hope to see you all soon. Take care.
Bye-bye. And next up, we have our CEO, Charity Chandler-Cole.
Hello, everyone. How exciting it is to hear generations of folks becoming Casas. And I think the time is now, considering we started back in 1986, 80s, that we're seeing folks' children show up to be Casas. I think that's amazing. And to see spouses and you have an accountability partner, an extra support. I think that's extremely magical. And I just want to say, I love what you said, Nancy, about your purpose, your why, following this passion or, burning desire you have to do something, to give back. And everyone mentioned wanting to give back in some way or another. So I just really appreciate you all being here. Congratulations to all of you. Our Casa volunteers are literally the backbone of our organization, and we cannot do the work we do without you. The work our Casas do goes beyond advocating on their behalf in court and in schools and other settings. You have the ability to provide experiences that affirm their worth and value in this world. You have the ability to empower them to be the best versions of themselves, despite what the world, statistics, and others have told and shown them they are capable of. Your role as a consistent advocate and even friend in their life is so important. And I am so grateful that you have decided to embark on this new and very rewarding chapter of your life. I do want to encourage you all through this experience to always seek out new knowledge and information and to understand the cultural context and histories of the youth you interact with. I ask that you be intentional about knowing and learning about their backgrounds, the communities they come from, the historical, racial, and societal barriers, burdens, and circumstances they and their families may have endured that brought them to this moment in time, so that you can make healthy and sound decisions and recommendations and build relationships that are not rooted in bias or made based off of personal judgments and assumptions, well-intentioned or not, but that are birthed out of equity, deep love, and care with the goal of making them whole. Thank you so much again for stepping up to the plate to advocate and show up for our children. And congratulations for completing your training. I look forward to working with you all. And I'll add Rebecca, I'm a twin mom, so if you ever have questions, let me know. I got you.
Thank you as always, Charity. And next up, we're going to have our Manager of Outreach and Recruitment, Angela Daltrey.
Hi, everyone. I am so glad to welcome you guys to the Casa family. We are so glad to have you. It is just amazing to see the graduations and be part of the graduations. And I'm extremely excited to make sure, let me make sure I get the name right. Doug and Carrie, right? I'm so glad that you guys are here. I'm so glad that you guys are a couple showing people that you guys can do it together. You guys can go through this training and become Casas and feed off each other and learn off of each other and just make it happen. So I am so glad you guys are here. And I just want to say I'm glad that everyone has taken the time out to learn more about Casa and become Casa, and your thoughtfulness and your love for our youth will go so far. But I also want to ask you all to talk about Casa, post about Casa, brag about Casa, send people my way. I will put my information in the chat box and tell them to come, because we need more volunteers. We need more people that are connected to our youth to do the things and stand up for them and be the eyes and ears for them in front of the judges. And just fill your seat. Tell somebody else. Let them know that we are here. Spread the word. And if you need help spreading the word, contact me. I'll be more than glad to help you. So congratulations to you all. Thank you for being part of Casa now. And welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Angela. Oh, I really felt your energy there. It was amazing. Thank you. And next up, we're going to go to Kim Stauffer, who's from our development team, just to share a little with you.
Sorry about that. Was trying to get my computer to cooperate. Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm very excited to see all your faces as well and hear your stories. We are the development department. Zoe's actually on my team. So thank you guys for welcoming her into your class as well. What you guys are doing is so important, and it's so important on our end too. I look at my colleagues and I look at all of the CASAs, and I know that there's so much good work being done. And what my job is we get to share it. So in marketing, we're going to share any success stories that you guys have, make sure people know about it. It is those little things, that answering the phone when maybe they didn't before, that power of connection that the judge talked about is extremely important. So it's our goal and our mission to kind of get the word out there to everybody. And now we know podcasts and radio is the way to go. So I'm talking to my a marketing person and letting them know, like, we gotta get on that a little bit more. We gotta be out there on NPR. So, but I just wanted to share in our department, please make sure and follow us on social media. We always send out a lot of things through that. If you're not on our email list, join that as well. And then what we do is fundraising, of course, and we do individual giving. We have corporate giving and grants. If anybody's organizations do anything like that and they want to get us involved there as well. If any employers do matching gifts, And we also have events. So we have 2 events coming up. We have a justice jog that's going to be happening in September. It's a 5K or a 10K. It's virtual this year, but it's a chance for us to fundraise and just really do something fun. So we're telling people just move however you can. I don't care if you jump rope or hula hoop or swim or whatever it is, but come out and join us for that. And then in the fall in November, we have a wine and art event. So that one is fun as well, and just a different way to get involved and hear about us and everything. So if you guys ever have any questions about the development marketing team, please reach out to us. Marie is our Chief Development Officer. She's on vacation this week, but her, me, Zoe, anybody from our team is always happy and welcome to talk to you guys as well. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Kim. And our final, last but not least, is our Director of Advocacy, Dr. Christy Brooks.
Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm on the go, but we have an event tomorrow that I've been planning for, and I wanted to make sure I was here to welcome everybody. So you're going to see a lot of outside stuff going on. So welcome and congratulations to you all. And welcome to Casa. It's great. I'm always excited with graduations because I really look forward to meeting everyone. I look forward to all the things that I learned from you and the things that you learned from all of us. It's just an exciting time to have you here with Casa of Los Angeles. I'm the Director of Advocacy. Under me, you have your ATMs, and your ATMs are there. They direct your supervisors, and then your supervisors will directly work with you. And so that's kind of how it works. And we're all working together. We're all available for whenever you need some type of assistance, some guidance, anything that you may need. We're always going to be there to work with you, and we're always going to be there to help you. And that's pretty much it. That's all that we have. You're going to go in your breakout rooms. You get the opportunity to meet your supervisors today. You get the opportunity to learn a little bit more about your supervisors, about what your caseload may possibly look like. Alex, our operations manager, does a really good job of paying attention to your profile, the youth's profile, making sure that you guys are matched with someone that you have some things in common with, so that it all works out well for the best for you and for our youth. So thank you again. Congratulations. I'm going to go back into planning my DCFS event tomorrow, which hopefully some of you can be a part of next year, and working with some of our youth. We have here our staff members here. We have Regina, who's going to be here, who's here to supervise some of you. Chelsea will be having some of you on her caseload. Katerina, Farah, Jessica, and Regina. And those that aren't here, their ATMs and or coworkers are here to support them. As we do, we provide support for each other all the time. So if someone's not here, you will always have somebody that you can reach out to for some type of assistance, including myself. I will put my email address in the chat. Thank you again. Congratulations and welcome aboard.
Thank you, Christy. And thanks for taking the time out to, I know you've got a lot of planning. Thank you. All right.
No problem. I'd love to be here.
Yeah, thanks so much. Okay, so that's everything. Congratulations, everyone. I just want to say it's been a pleasure working with you over the past few weeks, and I do hope that you do keep in contact with me, but also each other. You're going to be an incredible support for one another as you progress into these early stages of your casework. It's definitely exchange emails, text one another, just be there for one another, and share resources. And yeah, just looking forward to hearing how you're getting on. And thank you for those who were supporting on YouTube.